I work with software development and support firms and basically helping them build lead generation engine. What that means is automating cold outreach. These companies are companies who offer customized software development solution to larger organizations and enterprises. So most of these companies that I work with, they specialize into Microsoft or let's say Oracle and so on, and they go into these enterprise and they do various customization work for these companies. So the company that I work with now, so they specialize into travel platform and travel solutions. They go into big travel companies and help them customize solutions for them. If we see what's happening, we all agree on importance of online marketing and digital presence and having that strong digital presence. But still, we all need to do cold outreach. In B2B, what we have seen is we don't have large pool of people to contact with. So even the customers that I work with, my clients, they have target of 500 to 2,000 maybe target clients or customers. So how do you go about it? And that is not that people are gonna just search on Google and just come in and start a conversation with you. Yes, that is important. But again, what happens is you need to have a cold outreach process in place. And the customers that I work with, I help them increase their efficiency by at least 50% of their cold lead generation practice or engine. I think number one thing that works is emails. So foot down, you need to have a proper cold outreach strategy for emails. And there are tools which allows you to do that. So it's not just putting 100 contacts together and just blasting all that together. There is a madness to that method. There is a system that you do that, you track and you analyze. If you see, the sales job is now combination of marketing and sales. You need to be more analytical. You need to think of what's happening to those emails, where they're going, who's opening, who's not opening, and start refining and fine-tuning that whole approach. The whole process is quite okay. So what I help companies do is build this lead generation engine and automating it. When I say that, so it's combination of tools. It's not just one tool. One of the tools that I really like is reply.io. And what that does is that it allows you to configure various emails at various stages. But what I've seen is that you really need to pay attention to the subject line and the content, of course. But subject line is the first thing that people are gonna either open or not open your email. And if you don't get that right, your open rate is not gonna be much out there. But once they open, of course, then content doesn't need to be full page to page. It has to be just very small, couple of lines and talking straight to the point. Subject lines that has worked best for me is when I try is just saying quick hello hyphen saying what that solution is about. So if it is about let's say video production or something, so it would be hello hyphen B2B video production service, or introduction, or intro hyphen B2B video. It just combination of that, what exactly that service is that needs to resonate to that. And yes, you can try to confuse people by saying hello or just something like that, and you will see much more open rate, but the response rate won't be much there, and people would start hitting spam and all that, and which you don't really want to do. Now, when going into the email, what you want is, yes, you want to introduce yourself, saying that, hi, I'm this, and this is what I do, and just quickly one line, short line, that what is that you do and how it has helped your customers. So because the people that you're contacting, you have already researched those contacts and you're contacting these people, and if you can give some reference point of similar customers who you have worked with, that helps. So for example, that if it is a retail company that you have helped in past, you can say that recent client that we helped, this is what has happened to them, or this much progress they have made. That really helps. But keeping it very short, as big as the text should not move away from your mobile screen, because people are not always gonna be in front of laptop. They're gonna be mostly on their phones. They're gonna quickly check and they either delete it or keep it. What I have seen with my customers or clients, what they do is they invest heavily into databases and they invest into tools, scraping tools, and they do a mass outreach through that. But my strategy is very simple. The idea is to invest your time every day and find those 10 to 20 targeted contacts and put it into the system that I helped design. We'll talk about that, and that will give you consistent result. When you do this over a period of time, you will start accumulating a lot of contacts. But let's say if I am targeting a travel company and I'm offering analytics solution to them, so in that case, I would really put my effort and energy going on to LinkedIn and researching that particular company, that who is that decision maker who would be relevant to my service. And once doing that, that will also help you analyze and identify over a period of time that who would be that right contact. And there are databases where I can just say travel companies, New York, and I can say keyword in their title, analytics or something. It could be just some analyst even, or it could be just a CIO having analytics experience or whichever, and it just dilutes the whole purpose. But if you really target those director of analytics or CIO, or let's say CMO many times, because chief marketing officers are more interested in data out there, the results would be much better. Let's take an example of the engine that I would develop. So there would be tools from LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is the prime tool. So I would, let's say I would start identifying people on LinkedIn. And then I will have Hunter as an example, Hunter.io for email extraction. And it integrates with LinkedIn, so you're working in the browser. So what I would do is I would simply say that, okay, this is my contact that I really want, John. I would just click that, add it to Hunter. And in Hunter, there is a list in which I really want to add him to. So that list is, let's say, about analytics as an example. Now at the back, Hunter is further connected to Zapier, which connects various tools and allows you to talk to them. Then Zapiers would pick it up that, okay, as soon as there is a new contact, and if I find an email, pick it up, put it into Reply.io, which is an email cold outreach tool. So it will pick up and put that list who's of analytics, and it would pick that email, put it into the new campaign of analytics in Reply.io. The email sequence would start from there. From there on, if there is any response that John gives, or if there are some views that happen for John, that contact would be further pushed into your CRM. It could be HubSpot or it could be Dynamics, and that is something Zapier itself takes care of it. And if you see the whole sequence now, it is going from your LinkedIn to finding email to sending email to, once there is responses and all that, taking it back to the CRM. In CRM, again, you configure it into particular list and automate it there, that, okay, once it sits there, it is also simultaneously sending you messages and emails that if there is anything else to do. So let's say once the email, if someone has responded, that's fine. Then you start engaging into conversation. But if there are many times people don't respond, but they view your emails. So that intelligence is also important. So if they view your emails, that contact is still important. Even if once it goes into CRM, the system will notify you saying that, okay, this person has opened your emails 10 times. Seems there is something he may be interested into. So you may now take this contact, go over LinkedIn, connect with him or her, saying that, hey, I tried reaching you out over the email and I'm trying to get in touch with you. Can we have some time slot to talk or something, or whichever way message you want to do. So now your chances, he's already warm now, from cold he's warmer, and reaching out to LinkedIn makes much difference, and you will definitely see some responses. Through this process, I would say that at least whatever lead generation that you're doing, so I have seen at least 50% of efficiency increase of traditional approach of just doing cold calling or just sending emails randomly to people and trying to connect, or just sending LinkedIn messages. Versus if you do this, you're doing it much smartly and intelligently. And you're keeping all these contacts accumulated in CRM and recycling them again into the system, which will give you more and more results out there. So this process which we discussed, so that's, let's say this is campaign 1, stage 1. So every day you're collecting 10 to 20 contacts. So let's say in 10 days you have 150 contacts as an example. Now 150 contacts, out of that, let's say the response rate has been 20%. So 20 people are now from cold, they have converted to warm. So either some have responded via email, or some have viewed your emails, or etc. Now all they start funneling up into CRM. Now, after a month time, let's say this whole process takes a month, these people, it would trigger automatically and put that into a second round of campaign through Reply, an email campaign saying that, okay, now if they have been sitting over here, they have finished the first round of campaign, wait for 2 to 3 weeks and then start the second round of campaign. But simultaneously, it will also tell you message that start connecting them over LinkedIn and etc. And then as soon as they go into campaign, you would see again 20 to 30% or way much more response rate of those people and to take the forward. It's basically the mindset that you need to work with. It's every time it's not that everyone is just gonna convert into customer. You need to think of various different creative ways to engage into conversation with these people as well. Campaign 1 is, if you see, is introduction of you or your services and etc. And many times companies will come back to you, say that yes, I'm interested, let's talk further, or whichever way. But many times for some or the other reason, that person is busy, doesn't have time, or etc. So what do you do about that now? We know that that person is the right contact. I know that he is my, let's say he's into travel business, he uses this particular tool, or he has this particular need of service. So there is no doubt that my services should not be of value to him or her unless he's already using something else. So I need to get that conversation across, or at least have that message saying that sorry, we are not interested, or he would say that we have something else that we are already utilizing, or whichever way. So unless I get that answer, I want to keep connecting with him and keep recycling him and getting that answer out. So first would be an introduction. The second campaign is very similar to that, but now I'm putting more reference points in there that, hey, I got in touch with you in past, but just wanted to share that one of the other travel companies that we recently worked, we did this, etc. So now there is much more meat to the content than before, because now we have already shared with him what we do, but now we are saying what we have done for our clients and what type of results have come out, and that would trigger the interest further. I still feel that 10 contacts, there is no kind of secret sauce. It is just about identifying that contacts and just having that follow-up strategy. That's it with them. And you will see some response out of them. Yeah, you don't need to come out as spam, that okay, he's just spamming me for various reasons, but having creative touch points. So touch points could be what? So let's say if you have certain contacts in database who you know are your target contacts, so you would go like their content on LinkedIn, you would go retweet their tweet or whatever they did, or so these are various different type of touch points that you would know. So now what is happening is that if someone is reaching out to me, if he's just sending me an email, okay, I may respond, I may not respond, but now he's keeping a constant connect with me. Somewhere I'll respond to him because I'll feel obliged that okay, I need to do something, but it needs to be a nice refined way rather than just being meaning one way. Okay, done, he's not responding, go to next. Because what I've seen is mostly customers who say that they are not interested. What that means is they're not interested right now. What their situation is tomorrow, we don't know. So we need to have that touch point again for tomorrow, or I mean next month, or whatever that is, and there would be some interest. The biggest thing that I've seen is where companies fail into this system is that not putting this follow-up strategy in place. Companies constantly do is keep looking out for new contacts, new leads, but they don't take care of existing leads or contacts. And the idea is that if we know that these 10 companies are our ideal customers or contacts, then we need to find creative ways to find solutions. If it is not person A, did we get in person B, person C? So in each company, the framework we have is that at least get in touch with minimum of 5 different people at 5 different intervals. So it's not just one person. So we want to get in touch. So every salesperson has a target that, okay, if you're not getting any response, how many people within the organization have you contacted? And it should not be one blast of one together in just 1 month, send it, but over a period of in different campaigns or different cycle. So at least minimum get in touch with 5 people within a company. You will see some response somewhere. Either someone is gonna forward that email or someone is gonna put you in touch with somewhere. And in email, always have that tagline saying that if you're not the person, can you please put me in touch with the right person? I'm trying to get in touch. And many a times you'll be surprised how many times they will be ready to help that. Okay, get in touch with him or her, and take that reference point and get in touch with him or her. as your first point of approach or first email, you should not put all that information together. I think that's second or third or fourth email where you're putting more credibility within your content. Because if someone has not responded to your message over a period of time, I think he or she is in doubt whether you can offer what you are offering or you can do what you're doing. And at that point, yes, we do inject some content or reference point to that customer that is more relevant to him or her to build that credibility. Yes.